Hello, 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 lovely people. How are you? I hope you are doing all right. So I have prepared an excellent little seminar for us today, looking at how we're all obviously spending a lot more time in our homes, and whether you are working from home or whether you are like, this is the time that I might want to achieve some of the tasks that I have been putting off for a really long time around the house or in my personal life, and getting those done and getting them achieved. So I want to look at some psychology around productivity today. I'd like us to inject a bit of positivity, and also some smart strategies that you can use starting from today. So that is what I have got prepared for you. Now, what I would love as ever is loads of hearts and likes. Get that energy going, because the more energy between us, the more fun this is. It means that we are apart, but we are together. And leave a little comment right now so I can see who's here. All I can see is loads and loads of numbers. I can't see your names unless you leave me a comment. So it's really nice to know who's joining me. So say hi, and then we will get into this content that I have put together for you. I'm actually just going to close the door because it's bothering me. Otherwise the cat makes a guest appearance, as you know. Okay, hello Sherry, hi Sue, hi Anne-Marie. I can see you all popping on now. What I'm just going to do is I'm going to pin the link in the comments so that those of you who have not downloaded the free sleep meditation that I put together for you can grab it whilst we are talking. So that you can get hold of that free resource just whilst we're waiting for people to join. So let me just do that right now. If Facebook will play whilst I do two screens at the same time. Here we go. Free sleep meditation. Okay. There you go. I have popped that link in so that you can jump on that and enjoy. All right. Oh, loads and loads of you here. Hello, beautifuls. All right. So let me get into straight away what we want to start talking about today. Oh, Liz has just said, my daughter who is 10 has been using your sleep meditation and it's been great for her and she loves it. How gorgeous is that? The reason that I put it together and we got it out in the world super quickly for free once this COVID outbreak just went sort of crazy pants, was because the first thing that I was hearing from members, from clients, and also myself, if I'm honest, was that sleep quality was starting to be really disturbed. So what I personally was finding, so we all have our own wellness journey, but was that I'm actually, I'm pretty good at rolling with the punches. I've got my head around what's happening. I've worked out where I'm doing my volunteer work. I've worked out how my work fits in, family commitments, and I've sort of got myself to the new normal. But, so it seemed on the surface everything fine, but my sleep quality massively reduced and really crazy, like coronavirus dreams. So consciously doing fine, but subconsciously there was obviously a part of me that was really struggling with, I think, the tsunami of news and information in our news feeds, filled with all of this information. And in a time of uncertainty, what do? We naturally seek more and more information because that's what makes us feel secure. But what it was also doing, definitely for me, and I know from so many of you who have emailed me and said, oh my God, thank God for that sleep meditation, it's literally just changed my world right now, is that subconsciously disturbing the quality of sleep. And so ensuring that we right now get top quality rest and sleep is actually the most powerful way that we can protect and enhance our own immune system, which it's never been more important, right? So in the Wellbeing Warriors Academy, so my life coaching academy, we're actually doing a module this month called Community Immunity, which is specifically about all the different small actions that we can take that actually have a big action on increasing our immune response. And you can, I am a wellbeingwarrior.com if you want to go check that out. So sleep is the number one thing for us to attend to. That's what we're attending to in the Wellbeing Warriors Academy. And it's also why I put that free sleep meditation out into the world, because I spent a decade as a yoga teacher. I might not have been the bendiest yoga teacher, but my Yoga Nidra, which is my guided meditation, I've got to say is the bomb. And so this is a custom meditation that is specifically designed to help you really drop into a deep and restful sleep, to fall asleep faster if you're worried. But also what's so good about it is if you wake up in the middle of the night, which I know a lot of us are doing more often now than we normally would, you can just pop your earphones in, press play, and it will send you back to sleep. So you're not in the middle of the night going, oh my God, right? That 3 a.m. wake up, really, so common right now. And it's not good for our immune functioning. I mean, it's not good having not that much sleep anyway. It makes us hangry, it makes us snappy. It just makes life harder, right? Like, bad sleep is bad. But especially right now, it will depress our immune function. And our number one job and responsibility, this is why this is this month's module in the Academy, is about supporting our immune function. If you haven't got that free meditation yet, it's produced by my elves and by myself with love. We've made it open source, we've made it free. The link's in this thread, go download it now. And share it with as many people as you like. The feedback we've been getting is just ridiculous. Everybody just like, oh my God, where has this been all my life? So download that sleep meditation. Okay, so let's talk about working from home, or if you're not actually still working, like being at home, but being in that place where you're like, look, I've watched Netflix for 3 or 4 days and that's been great. And sort of what I've needed to do to adjust. It's been a very weird time. There's almost a sort of sense of grief around it. There's a real sense of uncertainty around it. I've lost my normal structures and my normal routines. And I just feel like, the ground is shifted beneath me. And sitting and watching Netflix and just cocooning and not expecting too much of yourself around that period, I am 100% behind you, 100% behind you. Do what you need to do, right? There's a lot of people telling us what we should and shouldn't be doing right now. It's quite fascinating. Like everyone's a life coach right now as well. And I'm like, darling, come back to me in 10 years if you're still practicing and running a business in 10 years and let's talk. So there's a lot of people telling us what we should be doing right now. And what I say is we are all, no one's been through this before. So there's actually no rule book. There is no should, okay? So lean into this period of time in the way that best suits and resonates for you, and be prepared for the fact that will evolve and change over this period. Okay, so some of you who are still in that, oh my God, what is this? I'm really sort of struggling still about now. I want you to be open to the fact that A, that's okay, but B, that will be temporary, and it doesn't mean you're going to feel like that for the whole period of this self-isolation, however long that takes, right? Moving through that what the fuck time it will take a different amount of time for any of us. And, you know, you might move through that in 3 days, you might move through that in 3 weeks. For some of you, it might be 3 months, but it's going to be different for everyone. And so how you feel today really is not how you're necessarily going to feel tomorrow. Okay, so whatever your emotional state is now, I want you to be really clear that it's not a permanent thing. You don't have to feel like that the whole way through. The way that you feel about yourself and your circumstances is going to shift and change and evolve over this period of time. And I think that's a really important message to take on board. I know in the Academy and Wellbeing Warriors, so for those of you who don't know, I've got an academy. It's 600 of us around the world, amazing smart women. We coach together daily. And one of the things that we talked about on the live that I did in there yesterday was it the day before? Some of the days are blending into each other a little bit at the moment, or is that just me? Is that, you know, I personally firmly have this intention that I'm going to come out of this period of time in a stronger, better place than I went in. And I really like setting that as an intention for myself. And I know that a lot of the beautiful members, Wellbeing Warriors, are setting that as an intention for themselves as well. So it's like, okay, let's embrace this feeling of, I don't know what's going on, but I know it's temporary. I'm going to move past it. I'm going to learn a lot about myself in this period. And I fully intend for myself to come out in a stronger place than I've gone in whatever way that might look for myself. So, you know, the mindset that we bring to this in terms of allowing ourselves that time to adjust and being really gentle with ourselves emotionally, really powerful, really important. But then harnessing the intentions for ourselves in a way that is psychologically smart, also really powerful, really important. All right, so I have got 3 psychology principles that I want to talk through with you that are about how your brain works in terms of moving forwards within this period of self-isolation in a way that is psychologically smart. Okay, I'm not going to sit here and state the obvious. These aren't the things that you're reading everywhere. This isn't the, you know, drink more water, la la la. We like to take things up a notch. And what's really nice about the commitment to doing a few of these public lives, this is our 3rd one, during this period of time, is being able to share a little glimpse into, you know, what we do in the academy in terms of personal growth, in terms of psychology. Really, it's an academy that is about mental wellness, mental resilience, emotional fitness. So that's what I want to talk about today. All right, so working from home. All right, so I have been working from home and working for myself for about 10 years now, okay? So I have to say, I feel very qualified to talk about this subject. In fact, when I started making notes and prepping the content for this live, I was like, oh my God, I could talk about this for 3 hours. So what I've done is picked my 3 top most powerful techniques that I use every day to keep myself on track, to keep my business on track, to make sure I'm delivering for my members, that you can use whether you are working from home or whether you are just at home not working but want to achieve some life stuff during this time, other than cross off a list of the 100 most popular box sets of all time. So the first one that I want to talk through is about productivity versus FaceTime. All right, so when I worked in corporate, which I've got to say, I adored my time in corporate. I was very lucky. I worked in amazing media organisations in the UK and also in New Zealand. So I worked for the Financial Times Group in the UK for nearly a decade, and I worked for what's now NZME in New Zealand. But I worked on the launch actually of the Herald on Sunday, but also the New Zealand Herald, the Listener, Women's Weekly, and pretty much most of the mainstream titles in New Zealand. So I've worked in corporate and in a big office environment for a lot of years, and loved it. And so those of you who are I've just seen a little sad cry face come across the screen. So those of you who are Bauer Media in New Zealand, those of you who are watching in New Zealand, I know we've got people all around the world right now, but those of you in New Zealand, Bauer Media closed its doors yesterday, and they were the actual current owners of The Listener, the Women's Weekly, some of the titles that I used to actually run the commercial departments for. Really, really sad day, particularly for the staff on those titles. So if you're one of the staff on those titles, I really feel for you. And I know that those titles for a lot of people, I think for me personally, The Listener, but a number of those titles just were really part of the fabric of print life in New Zealand, and as readers there's a huge amount of fondness and therefore a lot of sadness around that decision. So my heart goes out to you all on that. Hugs to my ex-colleagues. All right, so anyway, I want to do these teaching points. Productivity versus FaceTime. Now here's one of the things about working in an office of any type, or whether it's a factory floor, the post office floor, office floor, media, whatever industry, you're working with a big group of people. And here's the thing, there is quite a large hidden percentage of your day that is FaceTime rather than actual productivity work time. Okay, and you just don't really see it or notice it until you stop doing it. Okay, so there's a huge amount of time where you go to a meeting and you're sat there and you have this sort of like chittery chattery, nothingy, 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes. People come, then the first part of the meeting is just not relevant to you, a little bit more chat, and then you finally get the 10 minutes that's actually really on point for you. And then you leave and then someone says, oh, can I just catch up with you? And you're in the corridor and you're talking about whatever. And a lot of the time that's not relevant. And then you get back to your office and you say, oh, I'll just have a coffee before I start. And it's taken up 90 minutes of your day for actually 8 minutes of genuinely super productive action. But because culturally we're so used to it, you just don't even notice the amount of FaceTime time versus genuine, real productivity time. And when you start working for yourself, and you only really get paid when you are producing genuine productivity, it suddenly gets thrown into really sharp relief. And that is one of the things about working from home, which actually is really quite fabulous. You get to be able to massively change the ratio between your productive time and your face time, and here's the big kicker, work way less. Okay, so I want you as this first principle to really look at the 8-hour workday, traditional 8-hour workday, and really be open to considering the fact that, who decided 8 hours? It's totally arbitrary. You do not need to work 8 hours from home to deliver what you were doing in 8 hours in the office. I can tell you hands down, right? So here's the thing. So many of you would always be like, oh my God, I would love to work a 4-day week. Or, oh my God, if someone told me I could work 6 hours a day rather than 8 hours a day, that would be amazing. Well, people, this is your time to do that. And the way you do that is you get really clear on the difference between productivity time and face time. All right, look at the time that you are saving. Firstly, you are not having to get up and get all like done up, make and get ready. You're not having to commute anywhere. Like if you looked at the time you actually got out of bed and the time you hit the floor in your job or hit your desk in your job, probably 2 hours, right? So you are going to save there at least 90 minutes. If you look at, I think I'm probably honestly being generous here, I think you can work 6 hours at home and easily deliver the 8 hours that you would have delivered in the office. I think that's generous, honestly. I'm saying 6 hours so I don't freak you out. All right, so what if, in order to get yourself in a great place to be working from home, you say, do you know what? I'm working from home. I'm going to work 6 really productive, focused hours a day. Now, if you start at 8 in the morning, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, you are done by 2 o'clock each day and you get to feel super, super good and you've put in a whole full day's work. Now, if I get to tell you, you finish at 2 o'clock every day, how does that feel, right? But you've still done a full-time job. Really good, right? So I really want that there is a massive rush of relief when you realise you can work at home and maybe 5 hours sits really well with you. You are far better, I cannot even tell you, to do 5 really focused hours of getting shit done, okay, than 8 hours of, oh, how are you? Yeah, oh, and I love your shoes. Have you got that report? Oh, did you see Mark? Oh, yeah, oh my God. And all the chatter that goes on in a big workplace, you cut out that chatter and you can do 5 hours of incredibly focused work. You can be done by 1 o'clock each day and get to feel excellent about your job. Your output can be through the roof. So I want you to think about the fact this is an opportunity to try out working part-time and to see how it really feels. Okay, so that is my first tip for you. Give me a heart, give me a like, tell me how you feel about that. Give me some comments as well. Is anyone experiencing that already? Once you cut the fluff out of life in your regular working environment, you'll be amazed at the actual amount of productive hours you need to do in order to be delivering a great job. And I think those of you working a 40-hour week can turn that into a 25-hour week, no trouble, with no loss of quality. How amazing does that feel, right? So we are about ditching the FaceTime, okay? We are about productivity, all right? So, second tip I want you to think about, all right? And this is about working with your body's rhythms, all right? Let's say you're like, all right, my first strategy is I'm going to say, no, oh God, I'm working from home. Fuck, the day's going to be really long. Oh my God. You should say, right, do you know what? I'm going to do 5 super productive, super focused hours. I'm going to knock over maximum productivity in 5 hours. And then I am going to go and do some online yoga. I'm going to go and dive into that Wellbeing Warriors module that I've always wanted to do from the back library. Oh my God, how great does that feel? I'm going to go and do some Lego with my kid. I'm going to go and tidy up the backyard, whatever, right? 5 hours, smash it out. Okay, so let's say you're like, yeah, okay, that is my strategy. It feels so much more motivating than grinding through 8 hours on my own. That just sounds dire. The reason it sounds dire is you haven't got all those little pick-me-ups of interaction that you get in the day. Okay, so don't make things sound dire for yourself. Make them sound motivating. Be like, yeah, man, I am working part-time whilst this thing is on, but I'm delivering for full-time. Watch me go. Okay, second thing I want you to know about. Now, this is about your body's biorhythms. Okay, so now you all have heard about circadian rhythms, haven't you? All right, so that is our sleep rhythm that goes through the night. It's about 90 to 120 minutes that operates through the night, that takes us from that deep, deep sleep, rapid eye movement sleep, light sleep. We stir a little bit, we wake up, and then hopefully we drop back down into that next sleep rhythm. Okay, circadian rhythms, it's a totally normal part of how we sleep. It's how our body is built. We're not meant to sleep like deep sleep, deep all night. No, it's a wave, it's a rhythm. It's called a circadian rhythm, and that's what's happening at the moment with those of you whose dreams or sleep is a bit more disturbed. Is your normal rhythm. You get to the top, and instead of just dropping down into the next sleep rhythm, we just get a bit more agitated, and we're waking up and going in the middle of the night. That is what your free sleep fairy meditation is for, is to get you to drop into the next circadian rhythm. Okay, so circadian rhythms are this beautiful natural biorhythm of how our bodies operate at nighttime. Okay, how we have this beautiful, incredible sleep response. Those of you in the academy will have done the whole sleep module with me. Those of you who are newer members, this could be your time. You want to go back, dive into that full module on how to sleep better. So here's a new piece of information for you that I want you to take on board today from this live, that you can start using from today. And that is, we don't just have these rhythms happening through the night. We have them happening through the day. They're a bit more subtle, all right? They're like this. And they're called ultradian rhythms. And they are a natural wave of our energy and our concentration through the day, through our waking hours, okay? So what does this mean? How do we use this piece of really important information? We use it in this way. When people are working from home for the first time and they haven't done it, they keep going, well, I'm bored, I'm really just bored, and I hate it, I'm bored. No, what's happening, darling, is you are not getting a natural break in your ultradian rhythm. All right, so what happens in a workplace is you've got someone who knocks on, can I just have a word? Or someone just saying, hang on, can you help me out with this? Or however your workplace works, you have these little intermittent breaks, okay? When you are sat at your kitchen table or wherever you are, that isn't happening. You're not getting the breaks in your day. So what happens is you play out a full ultradian rhythm. It's the same 90 to 120 minutes. So between 90 and 120 minutes, what happens is our body signals, it's so clever, that we are getting towards the end of a rhythm, and at sleep time, it gets us to light sleep. That's the end of a rhythm. In daytime, it takes us to the end of a rhythm, and how we know that is we feel a bit bored, right? Our energy drops and we feel a bit bored. And so what happens is, if we don't know about this ultradian rhythm, what we think is, well, I feel a bit low energy and I feel a bit bored. Oh my God, I hate working from home. It's boring, it's shit, I hate it. I feel tired now. Oh my God, maybe I've got the virus. And then we'll sit and play on Facebook for an hour and a half. No, what we want to do is understand we've got this beautiful natural rhythm that is happening, okay? And so we want to honour that ultradian rhythm and go, every 90 to 120 minutes, what I need to do is reset, okay? You do not need to go and watch an entire box set of Breaking Bad to reset, okay? All you need to do is walk away from your laptop, 5-8 minutes, and then circle back. And then you start a brand new rhythm, okay? Now, how I personally like to manage this is, because my job is very creating tools for the academy, it's about working with the members, it's a very brain job and very computery. What I like to do, is I know I'm getting towards the end of an ultradian rhythm, is do something that is physical. And so what I tend to do is tidy the house. Okay, so I'll be like, right, I've got I'm gonna give myself 6-8 minutes, end of a rhythm. I'm not going to tell myself I'm bored. I just know I'm at the end of a rhythm and I need to reset, start the next one. So I'm not going to spend hours doing that to compensate for the fact that I'm telling myself I'm bored. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to whip round with the Hoover, and then I'm going to come back to my desk, and then I'm going to get into the next rhythm. Simple as that. So you reset. You do not need to tell yourself that you are like in a permanent state of boredom. No, you are just recognizing for the first time, because you're not in a workplace where just shit's happening all the time and it's messing up your rhythm. You're just observing your natural ultradian rhythm through the day. So what I want you to do is to be able to observe it and then to honor it. Okay, so every 90 to 120 minutes, so we're all different. You might have a slightly shorter one, 90 minutes, you might have a slightly longer one, 120 minutes. But between 90 and 120 minutes, your concentration span will be 90 to 120 minutes. That's why with every speaking event I do, every corporate wellbeing workshop, every online program that I release, I will never speak for more than 90 minutes. And in a lot of the big public seminars and workshops that we've been doing in Auckland and so on, I'll have an interval. And we will break at about 75 minutes because it allows everyone to reset their focus and their concentration, and then we will carry on because it will drop people into the next rhythm. Okay, so just start to get to observe and to know and understand your concentration period, okay? And don't allow yourself to tell yourself that you're bored. Go and do a thing. 5 minutes is all it takes to reset, and then go back to it, okay? And do you know the other fabulous thing about this is, if you are saying, you're taking point 1 of my top tips about this, that you're going to work a really productive 5 or 6 hour day instead of trying to flog yourself through a regular 8-hour working day, which normally includes FaceTime. And I mean FaceTime, not FaceTime like we're doing. You've only got 5 or 6 hours working in a day. Do you know, you just then break your working day into 3 90 to 120 minute sections, and that's it. You're done for the day, right? You come in, you sit down, do 120 minutes, go and do your washing up, come back, do 90 minutes, go and do the hoovering, go and do another 90 minutes. You are done. Your day is done in the most focused, productive way that your brain and your biology want to operate. So, how do we feel about that, ladies? Give me some hearts, give me some likes, give me some comments. Okay, so this is about us working and best harnessing our brain and our psychology. Okay? This is not about using the obvious. This is just about being smart. This time is happening around the world for all of us. We can either go through it with as much productivity and positivity as we can muster, or we can resist it the whole way. But the point is, it's going to happen. Okay, let's have a little look at some of the comments. Charlotte, oh my God, Charlotte, I loved you as a yoga teacher and relaxation at the end of class. Oh my God, darling, how are you? I totally remember you from class. So gorgeous. Just what a gorgeous girl you are. Hi Lorraine, hi Kylie. Oh, Kylie says, I love your hair, you've got the straight. Yeah, I decided to go straight today. I've given you a lot of crazy wild woman hair, and I thought I would bust out the GHDs for you today. Don't say I don't do anything for you. Hi Carolyn, Larissa. Kylie says, so true, get so much more done being a part-timer than I ever did as a full-timer. Faux show, ladies. Mari, so true about the working from home, but the last few weeks have been manic, so long hours required just to reach it, but thankful to be working, and it will calm down a little, and a little bit of return to normalcy. I've got to say, I agree with you, and in my business, it's been the same. Because I've been trying to develop all this extra content for people and really support you through this time, and we changed the entire course for April for all of the members in the academy, so that it was super relevant to now community immunity, rather than what had already been produced and made and lined up. It's been like double the work actually the last 3 or 4 weeks, but that will now return to a level of normalcy. So I hear you, but I think when we're all passionate about our businesses and whatever they field they might be, and that we're lucky enough to still be working, and also we've got responsibilities. You know, I've got the elves to support, I've got my family to support, you know, we've all, those of us who can continue to be working, you know, it's our responsibility to be working and to also feel good about it. Marin says, yes, I found the same thing working from home. Cherie, I've got more work than I can handle, but once I'm more in business as usual, I hope I can do 6 hours. Yes, absolutely. I think it is just getting through for those of it, and there's a lot of us where it's actually doubled our workload in a very compressed period of time. So that is about keep your self-care high, but also know that you will get to that business as usual period, and then fully the 6-hour workday, all about it. Erin says those meditations work a treat for dropping you back to sleep. Yeah, they so do. And it's all about honouring that rhythm. Anna, yeah, we've been asked to work the last 2 weeks the same hours, if not about 10 hours more, with a pay cut and with a toddler at home. Obviously totally grateful for having a job, but it's stressful. Yeah, I mean, for those of you who are now having children at home at the same time as working from home, obviously that is entirely a far more stressful experience, and figuring out the coping strategies that you need to try and make that as stress-free as possible. I do really recommend this ultradian rhythm for those of you working from home as much as possible. So I've got a lot of clients who are setting a timer with their children and saying, look, Mummy's working for the next 90 minutes, and you know, after that I'm going to check in on you and get you a snack and see what brilliant Lego thing or what you've been looking at on your tablet or whatever. And so set that expectation management around as much as you can around those ultradian rhythms. I've also got some clients using some really good reverse psychology, saying, now, Mummy's working, as soon as I finish, we are going to do, I don't know, tidying your bedroom or something they don't want to do, right? We're all together going to tidy the garage. So, you know, if you know, as soon as you come and disturb me, we'll get into that. And then they're finding the kids are really quiet for a really long time. And I've also seen people, there's have you seen that meme going around where you've got someone who's pinned onto their door at home, these are the answers to your questions. No, I don't know what dinner will be. Yes, you can watch Netflix. You know, no, I don't know what time your dad would be home. You know, like they've got the most common answers to the questions that they get asked, and they've pinned it on the door. Obviously, you've got to figure out what is age appropriate. I also think really important as a parent right now to be extra gentle on yourself in terms of your expectations around parenting. And that and around sort of the education they're going to be getting at the moment, and just knowing, you know, it's a long game, that over the course of their entire schooling of 13 years or whatever, they're going to get what they need to get, but in the next 3-month period probably they're not, and that's totally fine. and your job right now is to stay sane and to keep your children alive. And if they have a bit more screen time right now, then hurrah that screens have been invented. It keeps them safe, it keeps them occupied. And as you get into that business as usual with this period, being able to put in more family games times and things like that, but to just really be gentle on yourself around, you know, like they're alive and they're safe and they're occupied. Anything over that is a bonus, okay? And it's a long game. This is a very, very small period of time. This is a temporary period of time. I know it feels like it's endless with the news cycle moving so quickly, that it just feels like we're going to be stuck in this forever, but we're not. So be really super gentle on yourselves. Hello, Faisal. Larissa saying, tidy the house to reset. Yes. It's doing that, something physical, if your job is doing something mental. Which mine is. So it's that reset. And then I get to the end of my 3 to 4 periods of ultradian rhythm, and then the whole house is tidy. It's brilliant. But it doesn't feel like I've done an hour's housework. Okay. Anna says, does Zoom count? We have 3 or 4 Zooms a day. Well, Zoom is proving incredibly important to keep people in touch and to keep those touchstones. I think it's just interesting to see and observe how much time on Zoom is productive, and how much is chitter chatter, and you know, where your time and energy is best spent. Now, connecting with colleagues actually can be a place where your time and energy is really best spent. You know, you can be reassuring people who are really struggling right now. You can be getting that group morale and team morale together to deliver on a project, which might be you're pivoting and repurposing your business to go in a different direction because of the crisis. You know, some of these things are going to be actually time well invested. So but I would just step back and observe, right? So we all know, those of us who've worked in corporate and offices, that there are some meetings, it's like they do not need to be an hour. Just because the slot on Google Calendars is an hour, this meeting could be over in 15 minutes. And some, you know, look, I know, I sat in meetings, I know I'm not alone. I sit in some meetings and go, this meeting could have been an email. Right? Like, why am I here? This could have been a well-crafted email. So I think we always talk about in Wellbeing Warriors that life is a life coaching laboratory, okay? And that observing our patterns, our behaviors, our habits, what pushes our buttons, what doesn't, is that opportunity always to accelerate our personal growth. And this period of time is giving us an incredible opportunity to really observe what goes on habitually in our lives, okay? And so there are some things that are habits. There might be, you know, the weekly Wednesday 9 a.m. meeting that now you're doing it via Zoom, that you that contextual change is the cue for you to look at it and just go, hang on, how productive is this really? Who's this really serving? Could this actually be an email? Could this be a monthly update? Or, oh my God, this is the meeting that pulls the whole team's focus together for the week. Actually, the energy in this one is amazing. We should actually make this structured in a way that enhances it, and maybe we add an extra 15 minutes to add this into it. So I would just really say, just use this time to really observe, you know, and then see what that brings up for you. Joe D. Just noticed I follow Louise too. Larissa says first pajamas and now GHG. Oh yeah, I like to keep you guessing, ladies. Okay, I like to keep you guessing because this one is alive on the public page. I have actually straightened my hair. Yesterday's was in the group and I was in my pajamas. Wellbeing Warriors, that's how we roll together, right? Kim says, I love that timer idea for the kids. I have a little lady joining my work calls a bit too often. Yes, so setting that expectation with the kids, work to that ultradian rhythm, and then they can see the timer ticking down, and then they know when mummy's going to be available, they're going to get a snack, you're going to check in on how great their colouring is or whatever, will allow you to be more productive, and to put a boundary that is age appropriate around, hopefully, it's not going to work 100% of the time, Kim, is it? You know that and I know that. But if it means that you're getting 50, 60% of your sessions uninterrupted, then you will be winning. Mari says, I love the 40-minute Zoom cut-off. Often a 15-minute cut-off would be good. Yeah, hear ya on that. Larissa says, yeah, my team check-in is joyful and productive, but I'm not sure about the other Zoom meetings I have through the day. Yeah, see, good observation. Marlene, in New Zealand, ladies, you do not have to be the perfect teacher if you're not a teacher, and nor does the day have to be matching a normal school day. These are abnormal times. Be kind, be flexible, be compassionate. Absolutely, Marlene. Brilliant advice. Okay, people, so I want to leave you with a couple of things. Well, there's a couple more things I want to talk through before we go. Firstly, I want to talk through the fact that this is a great time to realise that FOMO, the fear of missing out, that has been driving the world crazy ever since social media was invented, no longer applies. Can I get a hell yes to that? All right, so no one's out doing fabulous things. Nobody. No one's going anywhere. The most exciting place I go is to go and pick up a prescription at the chemist for some of the old people that I'm looking after. And I get to have a little sneaky look at the mascaras at the same time. That is as exciting as it's getting at the moment. So, living in a FOMO-free zone, isn't it relaxing? I really am enjoying it. You don't have to feel that you're missing out. You don't have to feel other people's lives are more exciting. You don't have to feel like there's all this exciting stuff happening that you're not being invited to or you're not a part of. No one's doing jack. And so I think emotionally, that's really relaxing. It's something to be massively embracing. So give me some hearts, give me some likes if you like that perspective. Okay. And those of you who have not yet downloaded the free Sleep Fairy meditation that I put out for you guys, I just want to read you. Let me just log on so I can read it for you. I got a lovely email. I got it this morning, actually, from a lovely lady called Barb, and this is what she said. And it's just so lovely. I've got to read it. I don't know if Barb, if you're watching, thank you so much for sending this through. I've had so many. We've had thousands of downloads of the sleep meditation. You can share it with everybody. But this one particularly just, hi Louise. Firstly, thank you for making that guided meditation to us, available to us at no cost at this time. I'm self-isolating alone. It's a challenge and my sleep had been suffering for a while now. Your meditation has changed that. In fact, I no longer fear going to bed, afraid I won't fall asleep and I will wake up multiple times in the night, because now I don't. And because of this, I wonder if I could ask you something, please. I'm in a very new well-being role at work, and this time more than ever, I want to give our team practical ways to cope as well as possible during lockdown. Would it be possible, without breaching any legalities, for me to share that link with them, please? I will of course credit it to you and endorse the difference it's made for me, but I'm not sure I can do this. I hope that everything you give to others that is making such a difference to so many at this time is coming back to support and fulfill you with peace and calm too. How beautiful is that email from Barb? Hearts and likes for Barb across the screen right now. So Barb, of course, please share that meditation with my love, with anyone who might benefit from it. Like we said in this live, sleep is the first thing that is being affected. However well we look like we're coping on the surface, sleep is the thing where you can tell, no, there is something going on for me. And that ability not just to go to sleep quickly, but to fall back asleep and not be awake at 3 o'clock in the morning freaking out is everything right now. So please, Barb, share it with whoever you want to share it with. It's being created free of charge, my love. We use meditations every month in Wellbeing Warriors in my coaching academy because they are so powerful. They reset what is happening for you at a subconscious level, and those tools are a fundamental part of the work that we do. But self-isolating on your own is a toughie, darling, and I hope you are using all the technologies at your disposal to reach out and get connection in the different places that it's available. Friends, family, community groups, and so on. I highly encourage you, Barb, to join Wellbeing Warriors. It's super low cost. It's only $349 New Zealand dollars for a whole year, and the community and the support and the daily coaching and the daily challenges, you will know you are not on your own. Anyone who's a Wellbeing Warrior who's watching, if you've got a message for Barb, that email just hit my heart. No one should feel on their own ever, really, but especially right now. And you don't, we're here, Barb, okay? We are together, we talk every day. The women in this academy are the most incredible women on planet Earth. They are all around the world, but they have this incredible shared set of values and community and character. We laugh together, we cry together, we learn together. So every month and you get a brand new module of tools and resources, including meditations that are going to help you, but also you get tutorials, you get tools, things like we talked about the ultradian rhythm today. That's a classic kind of Wellbeing Warrior tool. It's about understanding your brain better so you can just make your life easier and better. And I can just tell from your beautiful message that you would fit in to the community that we have just so beautifully, and we want to support you through this. Come and do it with us. Wellbeing Warriors it's my life's work, and it is, I absolutely believe, the best quality life coaching on the planet for around $1 a day, hands down. The value, and I mean, I'm such an over deliverer anyway, but the value that you will receive is 1,000 times what you pay me. It's truly the money pretty much becomes irrelevant. It's about what you gain from it, and I want you to sleep better, but I want you to grow through this experience, and like our intention, I want us all to come out feeling better than we went in, so thank you for your beautiful email, Barb. It absolutely made my day. All right, you beautiful, amazing people, thank you so much for joining me. There's lots of you just saying, go Barb, come and join us, Barb, come and join us, it'll make a difference. You'll be very welcome, and it's so worth it. It's full of good stuff every single month, every single day. Beautiful community, so much support and positivity. So many amazing comments there. So look, Barb, I'll post a link, come and join us. Let's use this time for good. I really hope to work with you. All right, beautiful people, enjoy your morning, your evening, your afternoon, wherever you are in the world. I adore you, and I'll speak to you soon. Thanks for joining me. All right, bye-bye.